curious squirrel and the hidden orchard. In a forest teeming with life lived a small, red squirrel named Squeaky. Squeaky was known for his boundless energy and, more importantly, his insatiable curiosity. He had bright, intelligent eyes and a bushy tail that always seemed to twitch with excitement. His closest companion was a wise old owl named Professor Hoot, who watched the forest with calm, knowing eyes from his perch in a tall oak. One crisp autumn morning, as the other squirrels were busily gathering nuts near their familiar oak trees, Squeaky noticed something peculiar. A sweet, unfamiliar scent wafted on the breeze, far stronger and more enticing than any acorn he'd ever smelled. "Professor Hoot," Squeaky chittered, scampering up to the owl's branch, his nose wiggling furiously. "Do you smell that? It's wonderful. It must be a new kind of nut, or maybe even something better." Professor Hoot blinked slowly. "That scent, young Squeaky, comes from beyond the whispering willows. Few creatures venture there. It's said the paths are winding and the brambles thick." But Squeaky's adventurous spirit was piqued. "Then it's an adventure. I must see what it is." Professor Hoot ruffled his feathers. "Curiosity can be a fine thing, Squeaky, but caution is its worthy companion. Be mindful of the forest's secrets." Squeaky, full of excitement, set off towards the whispering willows. The journey was indeed challenging. He found himself scrambling over tangled roots and carefully navigating through patches of sharp thorns. He encountered a grumpy old badger who grumbled about his rustling, and a sleek fox who eyed him with mild amusement before continuing on its way. Finally, after much effort, he pushed through a dense thicket of thorny bushes. Before him lay a hidden orchard, bathed in golden sunlight. Trees laden with plump, juicy apples and pears glowed like jewels. It was a sight more magnificent than anything Squeaky had ever imagined. "Oh!" Squeaky gasped, his eyes wide. "It's incredible! All this fruit, and no one else knows about it." He immediately began to gather the fallen fruit, burying some in his cheek pouches and nibbling others with delight. He felt like the luckiest squirrel in the world. Squeaky spent several days feasting in the secret orchard, feeling incredibly fortunate. He barely thought of his squirrel friends back in the familiar forest. But as the days grew shorter and a chill filled the air, a lonely feeling began to creep in. He missed the familiar chatter and playful chases with the other squirrels. The delicious fruit, though plentiful, didn't taste quite as sweet when he had no one to share it with. One afternoon, as he sat alone munching on a ripe apple, he thought of Professor Hoot's words about caution and the forest's secrets. He realized that this wonderful place, kept entirely to himself, felt less joyful than he had expected. He decided to return to his forest home. The journey back felt different, filled with the anticipation of seeing his friends again. When he finally arrived, he was greeted by the worried scolding of the other squirrels who had missed him. Squeaky, his initial excitement about the orchard now tempered with a new understanding, told his friends about his discovery. He even offered to lead them there, showing them the safest paths through the whispering willows. His friends, initially skeptical, were soon amazed by the hidden bounty. From that day on, the squirrels occasionally ventured to the hidden orchard together, sharing the delicious fruit. Squeaky learned a valuable lesson. While the thrill of discovery is exciting, true happiness blossoms when shared with friends and community. The hidden orchard was a wonderful find, but its true value lay in the joy of experiencing it together.
Enjoyed the story? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more magical stories every week.